time living and working abroad. What is it that keeps you coming back again and again to Plymouth?
Initially, it was family, because I grew up here and I spent most of my life since I was 16 traveling. And so it was always a base. It was home. I kept a little house here, and which is always a great pleasure to return to because it's on the edge of the moor. I return now really because of the connection with nature, the sea, the moor, which of course in itself it has a deep spirituality. And also with those family roots, I think it's even more important to have a place that you can call home if you live like I've lived. Wherever I am, it's an anchor for me. You know, we come from a city of explorers and a city of seafaring adventurers. I know now that we're uncovering a lot of historical aspects of these people that are somewhat shameful. Essentially, those were people who were rewarded for being adventurous. And there's a history of that in the fine arts. All of the French painters and the Dutch painters, and Van Gogh, and Cézanne and Matisse, none of them really spent much time in the places that they actually grew up in. They all headed south for the sun. It was cheaper, easier to live, uncharted territory. I think Plymouth's a little bit like that now. The truth is that Plymouth has a lot of opportunity and it suffers only from the fact that possibly the rest of the country doesn't see it that way. That doesn't mean it's not here.
Steve, what ways do you see or consider your practice as raising the profile of Plymouth in an ever more competitive and perhaps conservative world?
Plymouth's profile has always been raised by its adventurers. I was thinking also of people like Sir Francis Chichester, first man to sail around the world, went from Plymouth, came back to Plymouth. A city's profile is raised by the quality of people that do what they do in that city. Only history really decides that anyway. I think the answer to that question is if you're here and working in Plymouth just to do the best that you can in your chosen field.